At some point, modern society quietly begins expecting people to have life figured out. A stable career, financial security, confidence, direction, a clear future. By a certain age, people are expected to appear successful, emotionally stable, and completely in control of their lives. But beneath the surface, many people are far more uncertain than they appear. Modern adulthood often feels like performance. People learn how to look calm externally while internally carrying confusion, anxiety, self-doubt, fear about the future. And perhaps one of the hidden struggles of modern life is this. Many individuals secretly feel lost while pretending they know exactly where they are going. Human beings naturally compare themselves socially. The brain constantly measures progress, status, success, belonging. For most of history, these comparisons happened within smaller communities, but modern technology changed that completely. Today, people compare themselves to millions of others constantly. Social media displays achievements, relationships, wealth, lifestyles, success stories every single day. As a result, many individuals begin feeling emotionally behind even when their lives are progressing normally. Modern culture also created invisible timelines. By a certain age, people feel pressured to succeed financially, find purpose, build relationships, own property, become emotionally stable. And when life does not unfold according to those expectations, insecurity quietly grows. Perhaps this is why adulthood feels emotionally exhausting for so many people. The pressure is not only about surviving life itself, it is also about appearing successful while surviving it. Interestingly, many people assume others feel more certain internally than they actually do. Someone may appear confident, successful, organized, emotionally stable, while privately struggling with uncertainty every day. Because outward appearance and internal clarity are not always the same thing. This creates a strange psychological environment. Everyone feels pressure to appear like they understand life, while secretly realizing how unpredictable life truly is. The fear of falling behind intensifies this even further. People look around and think, everyone else seems ahead, everyone else seems more successful, everyone else seems more confident. But often, many individuals are quietly experiencing similar fears simultaneously. The difference is simply that few people openly admit it. Modern society rewards visible success strongly. People celebrate achievement, productivity, status, ambition, but uncertainty is rarely discussed honestly. As a result, many individuals begin feeling ashamed for not having everything figured out yet. Yet life itself rarely follows perfectly planned timelines. Careers change unexpectedly, relationships fail, goals evolve, people discover new versions of themselves over time, and often, the path people imagined at 20 looks completely different years later. Perhaps this is why adulthood can feel emotionally disorienting. The older people become, the more they realize certainty is far more fragile than they once believed. Interestingly, many of the people who appear most confident are not necessarily people who solved life completely. Sometimes they simply became more comfortable living with uncertainty. Because eventually, human beings realize no person fully controls timing, outcomes, opportunities, the future itself. The pressure to have it together also creates emotional isolation. People fear admitting confusion, insecurity, fear, emotional exhaustion, because vulnerability often feels socially risky. So instead, many individuals continue performing strength externally while struggling internally alone. But perhaps nobody fully understands life as perfectly as society makes it seem. People learn gradually through mistakes, failures, uncertainty, experience emotional growth, and much of adulthood is simply adaptation. Perhaps one of the biggest illusions modern society created is this: the belief that successful adults eventually reach a point where they permanently feel certain, confident, and completely stable. But in reality, many people continue learning, changing, and questioning themselves throughout life. Maybe true maturity is not finally having every answer. Maybe it is becoming emotionally honest enough to admit that uncertainty is part of being human, and perhaps that realization itself becomes freeing, because once people stop expecting perfection from themselves, they can finally begin experiencing life without constantly feeling behind. So let me ask you, do you think modern society pressures people too much to appear successful and emotionally stable? Let me know what you think below.